222. Get these bloody horses out of the way. Ah! I get a lot of questions about what GPS app I use, and there's obviously loads to choose from. I haven't tried any others apart from the one I use, PPG GPS. So I thought I'd go up for a quick buzz and just run through it, explain it, like how I use it, etc. So with that in mind, I'll see you all upstairs. Okay, how beautiful is it up here tonight? Got a balloon over there, means it's a good night. Got a lot of smoke over there on the horizon, telling me the wind's going this way. So as I said, I get a lot of questions about, or one of the questions I get the most is what app you're using to navigate. So this is PPG GPS. If I push this button I can record my screen. In 3, 2, 1, recording. Okay, so this is PPG GPS. Back in the early days, like late last year when I was learning, I imagined cross country would be what I did, and I started looking around for apps. The first one I came across was through one of Tucker's videos where he did the Icarus trophy, and he was using an app called Air, which looked pretty cool. Because it had the sectional chart on it and all the airspace, etc. All the information you could need was on that map. It was like a scan of the sectional with the GPS overlaid on top. Just correct course here a little bit. But that app didn't have maps for the UK, only the US and Canada. And if you look for it today, they won't sell it to you unless you're in the US and Canada. They say they're sorting it out, and when they do, it'll be available. But in the meantime, I'm using PPGPS, which is written by a French man or woman called Nicole Stéphane, or Stéphane Nicole, I'm not sure. Because the paramotor community is quite small and quite spread out, finding out information about things like this is difficult. I mean, all we've got to go on, and I'm talking about newbies now, not the people who've been doing it 20 years, all we've got to go on is YouTube videos and what we can glean from manufacturers' websites and other people's opinions in forums. You know, there's very little concrete information around. Even the user manual for this, which I'll link below, is like translated from French, obviously. I'll sort of show you around the screen here. I don't think that this screen recorder records my touches, so I'll sort of explain. Top left here, ground speed. Again, this is all off the GPS, so it could be accurate, it could be rubbish, but that's my ground speed. And I can touch this to give me the highest speed I've had on this trip, which is 32 miles an hour. My average speed, which is 26.8, and I tap it again, it takes me back to my instantaneous speed. Below that is VZ, which is rate of change of altitude. It's in feet per minute. You can set all these units up in the settings we'll go through in a bit. On this tablet, it doesn't always record. You see there's a 0 there now, then it'll come back again in a minute. It says I'm going down at 79 feet a minute. Now I'm going up at 59 feet a minute. It's obviously not to be trusted. It's telling stories, so I don't worry about that too much. I would remove it or move it elsewhere on the screen if I could. Top sensor here, we've got the bearing. I've never needed that so far, but you know, there are obvious times when you could do with needing that. If you did need your bearing, then you should probably have a map and compass in your bag and not be relying on GPS here. Over on the right here, altitude. Again, I don't know how truthful this is. I just take it as a general idea. There's people that report being, on their home field, but 40 foot underground apparently. So again, not to be trusted. I've got that in feet. You can change that, obviously. Below that is a fuel gauge. Again, that's another thing that works on estimations. In the settings, you tell it how much you burn an hour, and then before you take off, you tell it how much you've got in, and then it warns you when it gets low. It could or could not bear any relation to reality. When you get your mirror out and look at your tank. Down on the bottom right here, we've got distance. That's total distance travelled since the app started reporting. I didn't have it on when I took off. I turned it on after a couple of minutes, so midway through the flight started recording. I've done 3.5 miles, and below that elapsed time 7 minutes. This is going to be a very short flight because I am going to that patch of greenery over there. Over on the left here is the waypoint thing. You can push this, select a waypoint. There's various ways to put waypoints in there. I'm going to cover that in a second. And that's it on the screen. You've got the main blue bar going ahead there. That's the direction you're flying in. The green line is the direction to my waypoint. You can see a little PPG GPS logo there. The red line is the direction back to home, and the red and yellow dotted thing there is the track I've taken so far. I've got airspaces loaded, so over here on the left of me you can see that 2.5 nautical mile circle. That's Sywell Airport. It's restricted, that's their airspace. I can go over that, I can go around it. Okay, I'm going to lose a bit of height because ahead of me there is Wicksteed Park, and I'm going to go and fly over that. So I'm going to go do this, and then on the way back I'll talk about the settings that you can go through and the wind estimation. If you look down here, this little red arrow to the bottom left is the app's estimation of which way the wind is blowing from, and then at some point it will actually give me a figure like 12 miles an hour or something. Again, not to be trusted. That wind isn't too far off. Looking at that steam from those chimneys down there, looking at that steam from those chimneys down there, the wind direction is not too far off. I'm talking about that steam down there, and I've got 30 wind turbines all pointing into wind over there. Okay, I'll get a bit of height. Sorry if you just came here for PPG GPS, but there's a look at Wicksteed Park about 30 years after its heyday. This is like 25-minute drive from my house to here, 7 minutes by air. I'll get a bit of height, and then we'll cover settings on the way back, and then I'll cut away to in my office where we do the creating waypoints on Google Earth and importing them into the app and being able to choose them. Okay, 1400 feet, that'll do. Let's have a little bit of this. Okay, so I'm quickly going to select a waypoint from my loaded waypoints, just to show you how that works. Tap on the map, you get 3 little dots appear top right, click on those. Waypoints, import from file. Now I've got a file full here that I've created. Ditchford is my landing field, so I set that. So that's sort of loaded in, but then I have to physically select it by touching the waypoint thing in the bottom left here. Ditchford, there it is. And now I've got a green line pointing me all the way back to base. Pretty much matches that red line there, which is also my direction back to launch. Okay, so let's have a look at the settings here. I just going to run through these really quickly, okay? Instrument settings at the top here. Display a compass. I don't need a compass, I don't need my bearing, I just need maps. If I did need it, that's where I'd go. Display speed vectors. These are the blue lines fading out. Let's just turn that off for a second. Let's see what we get. How do we get back here? Okay, I've turned that off and I prefer it with them off. I think it's, I've no idea what it is. It's just that fan of blue lines all around there. I don't know what they signify. They're no use to me. Okay, so let's go back to the settings. Display wind speed. That little tiny red arrow I mentioned. Allegedly, if you fly a flat 8 in the air, which you might try when we get back, then that should give you a much more accurate wind direction and strength based on your sort of drift over the map as you fly your 8. G meter, I don't do acro, I don't need to know that. Variometer, you can turn it off, that's the, the rate of ascent and descent. Variometer data. I'd love to use the internal barometer. I'm pretty sure this tablet hasn't got one. It hasn't got much internal at all, so I have to use the GPS and be as accurate as that lets me be. Altimeter as well. Internal barometer, no, all on GPS. So I don't know how accurate the GPS is, and I guess it depends on lots of things at the time. But again, I don't take this as absolute, it's all just general stuff. Map setting. Online map is turned on. I don't know what that means. I think it gets it over the Wi-Fi when I'm back in the office. Select an online map provider. I've selected Google Maps. I might try a couple of these like hybrid terrain at some point. Snail trail flight trace. That's that sort of red and yellow line that is following me across the map. Map rotation. Right. That's one of the things I keep having to turn on from the map. The map will now turn according to my heading. Like so, we're a little bit off course here. Trims in at the moment, so a little bit of brake. Turning left, turning left. There we go, back on course. Back to the settings. Flight settings. You can set the speed at which the app starts to, assume that you are flying. I think mine's 5 miles an hour. Landing time. How long after you've stopped will the app say that you've landed? This is for all your flight track data. You can have it, if you've got a SIM card in your phone or in a tablet, you can have it send an SOS if you go down. You can do live tracking. Every time you turn PPG GPS on, you can get it to send info to the PPG GPS site where you can track anyone who's using the app if they've got that turned on. I think you need, obviously, a data plan to do that. KML flight record. All flights are automatically recorded to KML files. That's a file that you can transfer from here to Google Earth and open it and run it and get those sort of fly-throughs that you see people do. These are other ways to record your flight. PPG settings. Give yourself a name. Estimate fuel consumptions. This is where the fuel gauge thing comes from. Quantity and tank. You can tell it how much you start with on any particular flight. I'm going to use that on the Icarus, I think. Tell it I've got 14 litres in there. See how accurate it is. Consumption per hour. Put your average thing in here. For you two-stroke guys, it's probably 24 litres an hour. For me it's about 3 apparently. Lol. Apparently. And then you can say at what point the app starts flashing and tell you you've got low fuel. Units. Pretty self-explanatory. Altitude, for me it's in feet, distance in miles, speed in miles an hour, rate of climb feet per minute, fuel quantity is litres. Lat long is not something I fuss with. I've gained a lot of height on that flight back and it's bloody cold up here. Waypoint settings. Display the route. Yeah, I'm actually reading through this myself here. Waypoints are automatically saved at the end of the session. Waypoints are automatically restored at startup. I'm not sure exactly what those two things mean. Gorgeous sunset going on over there. Give you some of that. Lush. Let's turn around and have a look. Here he is. Okay, so I'm going to cut away now back to the office where we go through the Google Map stuff and adding airspace. We'll go through that. Smartwatch settings, not something I touch. System settings, I've not looked in there. Oh, that's just app stuff. Okay, we don't need that.
Okay, welcome to Paramotor HQ. First of all, we're going to create waypoints using Google Earth. You can download that from the link in the description, assuming I remember to put it there. So I'm going to create a waypoint on the Icarus flight next week. Minehead in the UK, there's a petrol station there which is a viable fuel stop just around here somewhere. So landing in one of these fields and walking across to the fuel station there is workable. So to create the checkpoint, go up here and pick this pin, and that fires that up on the map. Put it exactly where you want it. Anywhere there is good. And I'm going to give it a name here. Minehead fuel stop. And that's that done. Okay, and that's saved that into my folder of paramotor fields here on the left. I'm going to right click that and save the place as. I'm going to save it in my waypoints file on my desktop as a KML. You've got a couple of options there. KML is the one that works. I don't know about the other one. And save. And that's as easy as that is, not a problem. Here's that waypoints file, and we're going to transfer that to my device here, my tablet. If we go in here, there's a PPG GPS folder, and in here is a folder called airspaces, and then all of your checkpoints, waypoints, etc. All these KMLs with dates on are flight logs waiting for me to move them back from the device onto the computer so that I can make things with them in Google Earth if I ever want to. So literally all you do is grab your new waypoint, drag it into there, and it's job done. Minehead fuel stop. Next time you fire up PPG GPS on your tablet or phone or whatever in the air, that will show up and you can select it. And that's as easy as that is. So airspaces, let's do that next so you get those on the map. Close down Google Earth, get that out of the way for a second, that out of the way. This is where I get my airspace files from, AS Select. I don't know about other countries, you'll have to check them out, but it's an open air type file. You've got a bunch of options here which let you mark down places as certain types of airspace just for simplicity on the map. Format open air. There's a few others here, I know that one works. This one was updated on the 13th of September, so that is newer than my current one, which is the 21st of June. So I'm going to download that, and then I'm going to stick it in my KML folder. Here's my downloads, should be in here somewhere. There it is. I'm going to drag that into there and close downloads. And I'm going to replace the old one on my tablet, which is the 21st of June, with this new one. So I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to delete this one. So next time I open up the app on the tablet, it should offer me the opportunity to load in that airspace and have that show up on my map. And that's it, job done. So let's go back to Pool in the Sky and try a couple of those things out.
Okay, and we're back. So let's cover adding a waypoint on the map. Literally, waypoints, add on map. You can go anywhere you want on the map. Let's go to that big bridge there. Tap. There it is. And I'm going to select that. That would be waypoint 2. So just put that in. And there we go. We're headed towards that. And then it's added our destination as a second waypoint. So let's get on that line, fly it. What else was there? There was menu, waypoints, add from file. So you saw the big file of waypoints and fields. So Moulton, Marsden, one of the airfields I learned to fly on. Let's put that in. And then go into the waypoint menu, bottom left, select Marsden. There it is. 18 miles away, 46 minutes to get there. I'm not going there because the sun's going down and it's getting cold. So just for fun, let's put in my home field. Waypoints, import from file, Ditchford, into waypoints, select Ditchford. There it is, 1.6 miles away. I can see it over there. Look at that sunset. Hashtag why we fly. My hands have stopped hurting now, which means I've obviously got like hypothermia, or it's just warmer down here. Okay, so I'm not sure what else I can tell you. If you've got any questions, ask them in the comments. If I've got anything wrong, more to the point, let me know in the comments, because I'm all about learning and I'd like to sort of learn this app. It does more things than I currently use it for, that could prove useful to me in the future. Right, my nose is starting to run. It's gloves weather. September, mid-September. The flying windows are getting longer as the sun doesn't heat the UK so much. But you have to wear more clothes when you do it. I'll have to do the wind reset next time. Remind me. We'll fly a flat 8 in the air and then see if it changes its mind. You can see now it's saying the wind's coming from over there at 8 miles an hour. I don't think that's true, because that will have changed 90 degrees from when I was taking off. I don't think that's happened. I can't get over that sunset. That's so gorgeous. I should take a picture. I'll take a picture. This was for you, Andy. No, turn around. Oh, it's a good one. Send that to Andy. I'm getting lots of notifications in my ears now. Andy's rage. Flags say the wind is coming from over there. So I'm just going to pop here over the core of the lake, dropping over those trees, try and land as short as possible. It's probably going to be quite quick. Yeah, this new throttle I've put on is no good. Going down nice. Up the seat. Nice and straight, let it fly. Easy, 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 easy. Oh, you still up, really? Tangled. That is the first time I've ever put my wing down like that. Celebrate good times, come on. That was a quick landing, but I stayed calm all the way through it. Corrected course every time I needed to. I was swinging around a little bit. I'm chuffed to bits with that. Yes, yes, yes. Wow, I'm just so pleased with that landing. Best landing I've ever done. Beautiful sunset, beautiful landing. And now I'm going to go and get my car, put all this away, go and have a glass of wine. Winning. I'll see you next time.